Well, let's talk a bit of Spurs, because we know you're a massive Spurs fan.
I am, for my sins.
Obviously, Thomas Frank's come in. Last time you was in was with Cole.
Right after Ange fired.
Yeah,
fired.
Yeah, it was just after that, right? So
yeah.
Thomas Frank's come in. What have you made of Spurs this season so far?
I mean, I like that he adapts. I think the injuries have really hurt us. It would be great to see what the team would be with Matters, with Kulusevski.
Solanke.
I mean, yeah, I mean...
favour you two, honestly.
Well, no, the thing is, you have Kudus who can get into the final third, and he's like the anti-Traore. Like, he can get into space and effectively cross into the box. The thing is getting on the end of it. And I've never thought necessarily, I don't think he's a bad player, but I don't necessarily think Richarlison is the guy. It's nice to see Dane Scarlett getting a run out.
Yeah.
It's nice to see Brendan Johnson really chip. And I always was a big Jed Spence like advocate. And I think it's look, there are just certain players that I think their ceiling is profoundly high. I think Mickey Van de Ven is a Rolls-Royce.
Unreal, isn't he?
It's just his ability to play both sides of the ball, that coast-to-coast goal he played. But I also think to a significant degree, when you're looking at like Arsenal's window and the sheer prestige that the club carries, like I understand now that Spurs have been a banter club. When I started supporting them, and it was largely I love Rafael van der Vaart, I love Gareth Bale, I love the whole, I love the ethos of Tadaris to do. It's tattooed on my wrist.
Oh, come on, Ad.
It's tattooed on my wrist.
Ad.
All right, I guess you're not going to eat anywhere good in
on,
Bologna.
mate.
I'm so sorry. I'll send you somewhere nice. I think they have a good McDonald's there.
He slaughters Tadaris. He slaughters it.
Why?
Tadaris to do. You do nothing, Ad.
Oh, I'm not talking. Well, yeah, you mean like during the transfer window when you have a team with the making
come on
the final of the Champions League final? Look,
you're basically battering his tattoo.
No. That tattoo's on my heart as much as it's on my wrist. Look, at the end of the day, you can't tell me. And like, didn't Daniel Levy even admit that he kind of took his eye off the ball with the stadium? That I know Poch, and like I loved Christian Eriksen at Ajax. I remember when he came over. I was at the Battle of the Bridge when we abdicated to Leicester.
I was there as well, Ed.
Yeah, I bet you were. I bet you were. And Eden Hazard picks that one game to score that blinder. But that was what I mean. I think that there is a difference, like a tactical awareness. So when you're 2-up in a must-win game to play an expansive high press, when players are getting tired, you have Diego Costa, like just the most... He kicked Toby Alderweireld in the knee, and I saw Kyle Walker going.
Good challenge, mate. It was a good tackle. Remember that?
Yeah, it wasn't a good tackle. It was a tackle. It was Alderweireld left on a stretcher, and there's this moment that I actually took a photo of. I couldn't believe it. The play goes down by the corner flag. Kyle Walker tries to run, and Diego Costa wraps around his leg like Curious George, and I was like, oh, what's going on? But at the end of the day, to do nothing in those two transfer windows when you have a coach that has the dressing room. Dele was still quite at the height of his powers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you had...
do you think we can get back to that? Do you think this team under Thomas Frank...
There just needs to be a balance, right? It's like I'm a Miami Dolphin fan, again, for my sins. And sometimes we'll have a passing game, but no running game. Then we'll have a running game, no passing game. Then we'll have one of the best defenses in the league, but no offense. I think that right now, between Christian Romero, between the contributions of Paulinho protecting the back line, Van de Ven, I love Pedro Porro. You have Jed Spence and all that speed down the left side. That for me, what?
Honestly, it's amazing. Listen to Spurs fans. The way you're talking, right?
Mm-hmm.
I thought you'd be top of the table by 5 points.
Incidentally, how is Mikhailo Mudryk, the guy that was supposed to walk on water?
Well, do you know what, right? He's got his own issues right now, but... talk about it. Anyone just tuning in from honestly, you're just as bad as him.
No, you know what's annoying me? I don't know if you've seen this ad, right? What's annoying me at the minute is I'm seeing a lot of stuff on social media, Spurs fans saying that we made a mistake with Thomas Frank. And I'm seeing a lot of like this one in dressing room moment that Ange Postecoglou had, I think, when we got to the final, and we of the Europa League, and everyone's saying we've made a mistake. Look at this guy. And then there's one moment of him standing on the side shouting at players to pass it forward, pass it forward. There's 2 moments I've seen of Ange Postecoglou where now Spurs fans are going back to saying we made a big mistake. We should have kept Ange. people.
Who's saying that?
There's a lot of Tottenham fans are saying it, mate. A lot.
I know,
of
but
Tottenham
you know what your Spurs fans
no,
are
let me
like,
finish.
mate.
Let
Honestly,
me finish.
You lot.
And I'm getting quite sick of it because Thomas Frank is a top manager. He is a brilliant manager.
No, but he wins a game at home then.
He's come in with an average squad of players, you know, with a few stars here and there with Romero van der Ven, but it's an average squad of players. And we are sitting really in an half-decent position in the Premier League. And he's just started. He needs 2 or 3 transfer windows to get the best out of this group of players. Some of them will leave and we'll get new players in. But to say that we've made a mistake with Thomas Frank, I think is remarkable. And to go and say that, you know, we should have stuck with Ange is absolutely ridiculous. The guy was a fraud, in my opinion. We were 17th last season. We lost 22 games. And people sit there and go, we made a mistake. We were playing exciting football. I watched some of the football last season, and I know you did. It was awful to watch. It was awful.
Well, so they say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different result. I just think, first of all, you see the really good clubs are working in players from their youth side. That wasn't really done before. But I think there's a fickleness. Lord knows football Twitter is just ridiculous. Everyone hates on someone, and the second they decide to hang up their boots, it was like, class player, always loved what you did.
Yeah.
What a legend. So good. There goes that man again. Game's gone. Really. But meanwhile, you were like, oh my God, he's cancer on the pitch. Like 2 months before. Listen, if I remember that time when Nuno Espirito Santo strung together 2 wins, 3 wins, and everyone thought he was the second coming.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, are you joking? Then you see what Nuno Espirito Santo like kind of finds his groove at City. Forest. Excuse me. And then you see all of a sudden Marinakis down on the pitch. I think that the good clubs, to me, there's that synergy between the front office and the back. We still have Don Paratici as our sporting director, right? I think that there's still a lot of talent in the youth side. And yeah, maybe it's cockeyed optimism. We certainly don't have the trophy case of Chelsea and of Arsenal. I admit this. No, we don't. But by the same token, I remember when Liverpool was signing Fabio Borini, when Brendan Rodgers was going, if you want to achieve it, you have to believe it. And like all these things on that special. And then it was like, oh, perfect, that's perfect. And then all of a sudden, like Fabio Borini scores on his opening, just like he did for Chelsea, and then disappeared, just like he did for Chelsea. I'm not saying that we've had perfect transfer windows. Roberto Soldado had 2 more goals than I did. But I think that it's a matter of finding the good players, buying into a certain system that the coach has. And I think we've seen Thomas Frank play and adapt and use Pop Sar in a very different way and bring Brendan Johnson back.
Add. Listen, honestly, I'm listening to you.
Do you want me to sit there and hate my own club?
No, but the propaganda I'm listening to here, like I said, anyone listening to this that hadn't known about the Premier League, listening to him talk about like last season, right, which was terrible. Listening to you two going back and forth. Your home form is relegation form. Your home form is so bad, Ad. Explain that away. That needs to be explained. I get it. You're good away from home, but at some point, something's got to change. Either that changes and you get worse, or that changes, you get better, and eventually you find your level. But at the moment, you're home. You are terrible at home.
Spurs are back.
You're acting like Caicedo's first season was good.
No, you stink at home. You stink at home. Come on, let's be honest.
But you're also, like we talked about just now, Fiorentina. Fiorentina's like a legendary club in Serie A, and they were toilet.
Ed, let's talk about Spurs. No. Let's go back. Come on. Forget.
What do you want me? No, but what do you, honestly, what do you want me to do? No, but you can't hate on your own club. Like at the end of the day.
No, but you can be honest.
100%.
You stink out the new stadium. Every game. I can't
concur with that.
He did. Bournemouth stunk. Wolves, honestly, how they should have got their first win of the season, right? A Polini, a late goal, stunk the place. Villa stunk the place out. My mob turned up.
I think that there's a difference
stink the place out.
Stinking the place, like there is a difference. Like stinking the place up is what Germany did to Brazil in the World Cup. Oh. You know what I mean? That's like what Titanic and the iceberg. That's stinking the place up. I think that truthfully. You can't fight with one hand behind. It's great if Kudus is swinging and crosses to who? I think that can I be honest? Like, I work with the New York Mets back home. I grew up, my mom's a Yankee fan. My dad's a Met fan, went to both stadiums. A coach in those sports can directly affect play profoundly. A coach can. A coach can say swing away, bunt, steal, walk, steal that base, hold up your running. The catcher can say what pitch this time. But you know as well as I do, a football coach kind of winds up the top, builds the watch, winds it up and lets it play. You can scream all you want. You can pass little notes to your subs. But at the end of the day, if your player is going to do something ridiculous or stupid or fall over and get assisted by wind and score like a worldie for Tottenham, thank you again, is just this very rare opportunity. And I think, and it's the redemptive power of football. I remember what people were saying about Wayne Rooney before the bicycle kick over City. I remember what people were chanting. It wasn't nice. It wasn't the legendary hosannas they give to the kid from Croxteth now, right? So, yes, we could be better, but we need a good striker. I think that Simons is a heck of a player, but you have to play to his strengths.
He hasn't found his feet yet, that's for sure.